Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. It's been a while that we have done a video, and since the last time we have done the video, a lot of things have happened, especially in the sphere of IPL cricket, where you've seen a lot of talking points, a lot of news that is happening. I mean, especially we all know what is the biggest talking point, which is the biggest trade in the history of IPL. So, without further ado, let me introduce my guest. I wouldn't say he's a guest; he's my partner in crime and friend, Ajit. Ajit, where are you in the world? What are you doing?
And I'm still in Brisbane. What do you think? I'm still
I know,
studying here.
I know it's a very dumb. I know it's a dumb question.
It's fine. Yeah, I just had my dinner, so yeah, I just finished my dinner, and I'm not that well right now, to be honest. But hey,
Okay.
we decided to do some content now, and
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
get it over with. So let's begin the show.
yeah. Sure, sure, definitely. Of course, some level of dedication is there. So they give you that. But yeah, let's without without any delay, let's start the straight away from the IPL retention. When you see the IPL retention, before we get into the each team, what was your opinion about this whole IPL retention list and this whole trading that has happened? What is your overall view of it?
Probably, I would say. I mean, not from every team as strictly, but I would say that the old guard, or I would say the previous generations, the last few stalwarts of the very nostalgic brand, the nostalgic way of IPL we've come to grow up. I think now we are seeing it's pretty much coming into a slow end. I would say so. It's a bit of a transition period for the IPL as a whole. Um, Probably it's going to give a challenge to those established teams who have won IPL titles, i.e., Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings. It's going to test the way they can go through the transition period, whether it's going to be probably some rough seasons of a string of underwhelming seasons, or will one of those teams who's going to get back to the top again fastest? I mean, it's not that both the teams have done bad. It's previously they've done well. Actually, CSK won the title, and Mumbai Indians also made the playoffs. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's very specifically I'm mentioning it as only those few teams because those two teams have been pretty much the standard of IPL throughout. So it's gonna see we're gonna see a smooth transition from the new next generation.
yeah. That's
There's
true.
a chance that we might see some new IPL champions in the foreseeable future. So that's what I came to. Just a very a vague realization. I would say it's not everything. The old guard. It's not gone, not over yet. It's there's still a lot to
But the thing is that
offer
they're keeping it
for
relevant.
fans.
Some of these old teams, like I wouldn't be calling old India. You can say that the most storied franchise, the most famous franchise, CSK and MI, they've been most successful, and they keep. And the beauty of these teams is that they keep themselves relevant. They keep upgrading the team as and when they go. Even after winning, they keep improving the team. That's the hallmark of such great teams.
It's obvious. And yeah, it's going to be a competition of who's going to get the sixth IPL title first. So this might be the season. I
Which
mean, this might be
one?
the season.
Which one? Because since you bought into this topic, let's start with the discussion with the defending champions, Chennai Super King.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm wearing this Chennai Super Kings. The one of the shirts they have it in the website, although it is the logo is not great. I bought it
That's
during
it's still good.
although 2021 they released this camouflage shirt. I bought it, in order to express my support for the fan for the team.
I used to have a very old jersey as well of
Yeah,
CSK.
yeah, yeah.
Obviously, it doesn't
But
surprise
then,
that we both are some advanced CSK fans. But yeah,
yeah, yeah,
let's get
yeah. So what? So we want to discuss about CSK's retention list. I'll just share the screen. Uh, yeah, here it is. So yeah. So looking at this retention list, if you look at the release players, Ambati
yeah.
retired. Ben Stokes, news have come out that he opted out of IPL because of his injury and plus wanted to take some rest for the summer, for England summer. And Dwayne Pretorius, Bhagat Verma, Subranshu Senapati, Akash Singh, Kyle Jamieson, Chizanda Magala. I think this team is very set. I don't think they don't have to tinker a little bit too much, but of course they need to have a lot of they need to by a couple of players. And if you look at the purse, it is 31.4 crores. And mind you, in this year's IPL auction, every team will get 5 crores extra added to the kitty,
Yeah,
which makes it
that
more,
is
even.
makes
And
it interesting.
it'll be making it interesting, which makes the purse goes up to 100 crores. I think 95 to 100 crores, I believe. So
Yes.
looking at this, the first glaring, uh, the first glaring thing that if you look at CSK squad is that they need an all-rounder, they need an Indian batsman, and they need an overseas bowler and a couple of youngsters. So, what do you think about this retention list? And do you think they should get some overseas bowlers? What is your view of this retention list for CSK?
Yeah, probably getting some overseas fast bowlers rather than a spinner because you already have Moeen Ali and Mitchell Santner as your overseas spinners as such. So I don't, and you also have Theekshana.
Hmm.
And yes, you do have Pathiran as well, but maybe another overseas fast bowler would do. I would say another Indian batsman in the middle order. Yeah, that is, you're going to replace Raidu. Essentially, who's going to replace Raidu? That's a challenge. Um, Ben Stokes, I think he was, although he's been brought for like what 16 crores, he was slated to be that next one of those. I would say those overseas all rounders that CSK would always have. Traditionally, they would have. That is you had seen the history of them. They would have an Albie Morkel, or they would have a Sam Curran for 2 seasons. So someone like that. Usually, that CSK would try to have.
Do you think there's a possibility of buying Pat Cummins?
I mean, I would say yes, because he would fill that void of that overseas fast bowler, that premium fast bowler he is, and also as an all-rounder as well, because we've seen him play some great innings in the IPL itself. So probably yes, I would say still a good fit, especially with they've also released Jamieson, which I mean it looks a little baffling because I don't remember him playing a single match for
He didn't even
CSK.
play because he got no. He didn't even play. He got a stress fracture before the IPL. He was out of the IPL. That's where Magala came into it as a replacement. Because I
Yeah,
think
that's true. So
because they don't want to take risk on Jamieson or Ben Stokes is fitness issues, which is something that they don't want to take that risk. I
and
feel
with the big and with the big contract of Ben Stokes there, so I think they did the right thing. I thought that maybe he, will wait it out and see that whether, he would play. But when the news came out that he's opting out, so that is where I think CSK did the good thing of getting, releasing Ben Stokes and getting that contract out of the way and getting
yeah,
clearing cap space and having a larger purse. And with the additional 5 crores,
yeah,
they're gonna try to heavily go and get one of those big international players. Probably they might target Daryl Mitchell. I think Daryl Mitchell is a good fit,
Darren
and
Mitchell.
say Daryl Mitchell and Pat Cummins, either one of those two. Probably,
What
and
about Kotsya? Kotsya is a hot property, and I believe he will
yeah,
go
yeah,
huge.
Coetzee as well. I would agree with that. You could go with Coetzee as well. So one of those three guys. Probably. I mean, if you want to target the one of the few hot prospects, I would say. I mean, I don't think they would do that, but Rachin Ravindra,
Nah, I wouldn't do it.
not the good fit because
You know who is the perfect pick for CSK, and I believe why I say it is Lockie Ferguson, and the reason why I say is that he does a similar role what uh Paithirana does. He comes after the fifth or sixth over, he bowls in the middle and the death overs. The only issue with him is that is his fitness issue. Whereas if you go for Pat Cummins or Kodzia, no, they're more of a power play bowler. And the thing with them is that they go for a lot of runs in the death. Whereas Lockie Ferguson, I believe he would not go for a lot of money first of all because there are a lot more players who will go for a lot more money.
exactly.
He'll come around 4 5 crores. I think which could be a bargain. For me, I would go with
Yeah, I would
Lockie
say so.
Ferguson.
Yeah, I would say that as well. But I mean, more likely all the other teams will do the same as well. They don't want to overpay Lockie Ferguson because they can't. Mostly they won't because of you have Travis Head in the auction, and even Asmatullah Omarzai is in the auction as well, I believe. And you have Rachin Ravindra, Daryl Mitchell, Pat Cummins we've mentioned. So I don't
Jason
think
Holder.
most of the teams would have the would
Is there
try
the
to
pos-
overpay, huh?
is there the possibility of Jason Holder?
I mean, depends if the CSK wants them back. I mean, like CSK is known to pick up players, who've had some dull seasons and try to rejuvenate them in IPL. So you
Yeah.
never know. Plus,
Yeah,
I mean, it would be like Jason Holder coming back to CSK anyway, so it's not a
maybe,
problem.
maybe.
It is
Let
it is possible. But
What about
I
the?
think I think the prime targets, I think like you mentioned, would be Cummins or Coetzee. Ferguson, yeah, it would be a good bargain, but I don't know if CSK buys Rachin Ravi. I mean, not Rachin Ravi. Sorry, Darren Mitchell or Pat Cummins or Coetzee. Then I don't think they would even think going for Lockie Ferguson. They will try to do that if all the other players have been bought. So, and I
I
don't think they'll
agree.
try target Travis Head also.
Nah, that
Next season.
Travis that is too much, man. He'll go for a lot of money. I feel. What about
I mean, not
India?
just that, but not a good fit. Not the best fit, I
Yeah,
would say.
he's not the best fit. I feel Lockie Ferguson because he's a Kiwi. Stephen Fleming's a Kiwi, so you're generally speaking, Kiwis has done well for CSK. You look at Brendan McCullum. You talk
I mean, Fleming
about
himself.
Fleming
I mean,
himself.
Fleming himself,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which is still
So I feel Tim Saudi was also was part of CSK at one point.
Saudi and
Styris.
Styris were
So
there.
there is a good history. Conway, we forgot Conway itself.
Of course, Conway.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
mean,
so
he's one of
he
those
has done
icons.
well. He has done so. Generally speaking, Kiwis have done well for
And
CSK.
Santner as well. And
Yeah,
Santner
yeah.
as well,
Santner
whenever
has
he's
done.
got
Yeah, yeah.
opportunities.
Santner has done well. So I think
Which I
that
think CSK have done well though. They did a good job of retaining Santner. I thought initially I thought, I mean, if the guy is not playing a lot, then why are you still keeping? But
he
then I realized that okay, you still need to have that cushion. If suppose Moin Ali is not playing, I mean, for I don't know what reason it is, but so I think it's like a backup, or you might even prefer Santner over Moin Ali as well. Maybe we don't
but
know.
the
I
thing
mean,
is
depends
that
on
no,
the option.
but the thing is that he's a left arm spinner. You already got Ravindra Jadeja as a left arm spinner. So I don't know whether it makes sense. Maybe it depends upon the opposition whether where there are too many right hand batsmen. That's where you can you could play
I
Santner.
mean that is true, but again, it depends on who they eventually buy in the auction. So
Mm. Yeah.
so they'll go with the obvious ones
I
like you
think
mentioned.
I think
What's
I think the next prime target would be prime target would be an Indian middle order batsman. There are quite a few options are there whether you say Manish Pandey, Karun Nair, or maybe some of the younger domestic batsmen. Who do you think will go for? Who do you think CSK should pick?
mm, I mean, is Mayank Agrawal still playing for Sunrisers or is he in the auction?
No,
I
no,
think he's
no, no, no.
released as well.
He's still playing for the SRH. He's playing for SRH.
In the case, they might try to go for Manish Pandey as well because I think Manish Pandey is still a good option
Who do
with.
I do you know who do I think will be a perfect fit for CSK?
Go ahead.
The romance of Bollywood. The name itself will be recognizable. Shah Rukh Khan. Perfect,
uh,
perfect, perfect pick for CSK. And I tell you why. He's 28 years old. He's at his prime. Kings 11 Punjab hasn't even utilized him properly. Okay. Punjab Kings,
I
Kings 11,
mean,
whatever it is.
that team is itself is a separate. It's a separate
Exactly, exactly.
topic for another. But
And I feel he's a perfect pick to be a finisher. Maybe after Dhoni, he could be a perfect finisher. Rather than going for because CSK has created a reputation for themselves to be, picking these old players, outdated players. They'll come, they'll revive themselves to become next level. But I feel, genuinely speaking, this is that opportunity for CSK to go for some younger players like Shah Rukh Khan. He could serve for
that
CSK for
is,
another 6 years. Sometimes he can bowl. He's the highest wicket taker in TNPL. So he gives you that bowling option.
but again, he's more of a finisher type. But will he be that anchor that what Raidu used to do? I mean, it's you do kind of need a guy like guy who can do that anchoring. So I think that Manish Pandey can do that a little bit better than Shah Rukh Khan. But I wouldn't mind that. You like you mentioned, he's a perfect fit though for CSK. That's not a problem. But you would try to prefer an having an anchor more than having all the other batsmen just play free and play that aggressive mindset kind of
I,
that
I
aggressive mindset. So it's I think that you would try. I personally would prefer a Manish Pandey, but it's fine. I mean, he's still a
Manish Pandey
perfect
is
fit.
not.
Shah Rukh Khan is still a perfect fit.
He's a perfect fit. I think this is a perfect. Manish Pandey is also not a bad pick. Ideal replacement. I mean, if any player comes plays under Dhoni, will more or less will do well. He will back you to the hill. That's the beauty of
That
MS.
is true.
So,
Yeah, that is true.
but in my opinion, I think Shah Rukh Khan could be a perfect pick because I feel longevity. He could be a better pick 5 years down the line. Maybe if he does well in this upcoming season for CSK, he could be a possible retain player for CSK.
That is true.
So,
I think yeah.
so I'm just saying. Anyway, man, I think so. I think that's CSK. I
And
think that
also
yeah, yeah. Tell me.
regarding the overseas fast bowler thing, would they try to bring back Josh Hazelwood?
I don't know, man. See, the thing with him is that there is a news that he may not be available for the first half of the IPL because I think apparently the birth of his child is there. So I don't
Oh
know
yes.
whether you could trust him with his availability or not. I mean, Even if he comes back to CSK, is good. But then I'm just doubting with his availability. There's nothing wrong with his skill set. He's a world class bowler. He has done well for us. But then even during that time when he was playing for CSK, he always he always he ruled out for a couple of games. Then he came back. Then he ruled out. So I don't know. I'm not too sure about his availability.
I think yeah, but I'm also another player, more of a, let's say that another player who might come back is Shardul Thakur or Lord Shardul going to be back with CSK again.
Shardul Thakur. Hmm. They want to bring back the reunion of Shardul Deepak Chahar into the mix. But
I
then
mean, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think so because the simple reason is because what is his special role? What is his specialty? Is he a bowler or a batsman? And
That is yeah, that is there, and also
and plus plus the
lately
impact sub
his
rule is there.
performances says otherwise.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, his impact sub rule is also another issue because
That is true.
you got and plus you already got fast bowlers, man. You got Mukesh Chaudhary, you got Tushar Deshpande who did well. Hunger Gekar has done well. Simarjit Singh has done well. So I don't. You got options. I don't see the need of adding another one.
Yeah, I think they'll just go with the rebuild.
Yeah, yeah. With that being said, I think we're done with CSK. Let's move on to the not the defending champions, the equivalent winning champion to say the least for Mumbai Indians.
Mm-hmm.
Equivalent,
Let's go to Mumbai Indians. Let's
yes.
go.
The big talking point we all know, and the headline itself is Hardik's back. Bro, when I listened to the rumor, I was like, bro, what is this stupid news, these fake news is spreading around the social media now.
Yeah, even I thought it was true.
It was all
Even I thought it was fake.
it was all fake. I was like, bro, what is this BS? But then when I saw the Cricket Force news, then I'm like, okay, something is happening. Something is happening,
Yeah.
and I don't even know what to react. And when the retention list was being announced, he has been retained by Gujarat Titans. But then, to 1 hour ago, Mumbai Indians got Hardik Pandya.
No, that is the thing. You can, if you want to make that trade, you have to retain him first. That's the thing because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't make the trade. That's
yeah, yeah,
if he's like it's more of like a sign-in trade, for example. So if you release him, or if I mean, if you've released Hardik Pandya, then they can't make that trade. So you have to buy Hardik Pandya back from the auction. That's what happened. That's what
yeah,
I understood later.
yeah. That is true.
But
That
yeah,
is
with that being said, I think with Hardik Pandya being back for Mumbai, I think it has boosted them and boosted their chances of winning it again. So I mean, with their
not for
mighty
me.
form,
Not for me. Not for me. I don't want
I mean,
Mumbai.
not for me either. But yeah, I understand where we are going with it. But if
But
I look at practically, I would say they might, we might see another finals having Mumbai Indians versus CSK
do you
again.
think
Which
he'll captain? Do you think he'll captain upcoming season?
it depends on what Rohit Sharma's decision is. So it's all on him. If Rohit Sharma says he doesn't want to be the captain, and or I might say that if Rohit Sharma might call it a day and give it to Hardik Pandya like that. I mean, I don't know. To me, I think Rohit Sharma will. I don't see him as that guy playing under Hardik Pandya, or I don't see that happening. But
We've
you never
seen,
know. It's unpredictable.
but we've seen Virat playing under Faf. No, why don't you think
That's a bit of a different situation. But again, I don't see that for Rohit Sharma as such because Rohit Sharma has won 5 IPL titles for them.
MS won
So
5 titles? He played under Ravindra Jadeja.
yeah, but again, that transition period failed, and they did it a bit too early. I would say CSK, giving it to Jadeja, that was a bit early. But now I think at least CSK have a good frame of mind saying that they might give it to Gaikwad
Yeah,
whenever Dhoni calls it a day
yeah,
because
that's a different situation.
Gaikwad has now been captain for his domestic team and also has won the gold medal for Asian Games for India in
Yeah,
cricket.
yeah,
So
yeah, that's true.
I think that might be the time to give it to Ruturaj Gaikwad since Gaikwad has now won two IPL titles ever since he's been part of the
Yeah,
squad.
yeah,
So
that's
I would say that's one thing. But Hardik Pandya, similar to what I said for Gaikwad, although Hardik Pandya did more than that, won an IPL title in his first season as a captain for Gujarat, the first season for Gujarat, and also made the finals again last season in this
yeah,
previous
yeah,
year,
yeah,
this season against CSK. They would say that Gujarat didn't do anything bad as such. That the void is going to be there; it's going to be missing. But I don't think Gujarat. I've mentioned that they're going to be that. That they're not going to perform that bad. They're still going to be a strong team regardless.
yeah.
I would
But
say that Mumbai Indians bolstered the chances of getting back to the finals.
maybe, yeah.
And
But what I
and
feel,
they also have a lot of work to do in the auction as well, because like we are seeing the releases here, especially I knew that they were going to get rid of Stubbs and Archer,
the
because
one I'm
Archer is
highlighting,
just
the one I'm highlighting the most. Every Mumbai Indian fans dreamt of a Bumrah Archer duo. Never
it's just
happened.
not.
It never
Yeah,
happened. It never.
either Bumrah gets injured or Archer gets injured, or both of them miss seasons.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, man.
I,
Archer's career
I think they could
has been
see with
left
the
their injury.
first with the Spurs of 17.75 crores. I don't know how will they buy the players. It's very difficult to say it because with Pat
Yeah,
Cummins,
with
with
the trade happened, with that trade happening, since Hardik Pandya's trade value that happened, it was 15 crores. They initially had 32 crores in the purse, but now with the trade happening, it's 17 crores. I think since we've mentioned that Lockie Ferguson would be a target for CSK, they Mumbai Indians might also target
him,
either Hazelwood or Lockie Ferguson. So with that, I
Kodzia,
don't think they're going to
I don't
target
think
those
why not
names.
Kodzia? Why not Kodzia?
I mean, yeah, Kotsia as well, but again, I feel Kotsia might go for a little bit more money than, for example, Hazelwood and Lockie Ferguson. So Kotsia might be a little bit, a little bit more of a value because of the recent performance he had in the World Cup, and
Maybe.
still a good prospect. So I don't see Mumbai Indians buying. I mean, it would be great if they get them. I wouldn't have a problem with that. It's still a great fit for Mumbai Indians. But yeah, with the players they've retained and they've got Hardik Pandya, it's already a good squad already. And after the auction, they're going to get even better. So it's going
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
good to see, man. With
And
the
one thing
form,
one thing I'm looking forward for Mumbai Indians is the talent scout. They always find some gem hidden in
exactly.
any part of the country, and they just pick up and groom them, make them the world star. Like
Yeah.
Bumrah,
I mean,
Hardik
look at
Pandya.
Bumrah, Hardik, the Pandya brothers. I mean, not just Hardik, even
Yeah, yeah,
Kunal as
Kunal
well.
Pandya.
Then you see Tilak Varma. I mean, even initially Surya Kumar Yadav first he first came in for Mumbai, and then he played in KKR, and then he's back in Mumbai. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Even Akash Madhwal, oh, he's been
Madhwal
brilliant.
is
I think
he's a brilliant.
Madhwal has been great.
I believe I feel Madhwal will play a huge role in the upcoming season because I believe because with Bumrah coming back now, I think he will become even more better.
Yeah, yeah, even though that there's a bit of a conflict, and what Bumrah was mentioning about after the trade happening, Bumrah was
Oh
kind of
my
that.
my God, that was a drama to be honest.
Yeah.
That's like a soap opera level drama to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, to be frank, he was expecting that he would be the captain after Rohit Sharma, but I don't know.
Silence is the best answer.
I mean, Bumrah might have thought that he had that aspirations of captaining for Mumbai Indians, and with the Hardik Pandya trade happening, they have to solve it out and say, um, I don't know. I don't think Hardik Pandya is going to be like, hey, Bumrah, you if you want to do it, you do the captaincy. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, because if Hardik Pandya is there, I think the sole purpose of that they might have talked through it and say, you be the captain for Mumbai. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see, though. I mean, if they make Bumrah as the vice captain, I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
I
they have
think
to sort it out.
one thing I feel Mumbai might do is that they will give captaincy to Rohit will captain for us for the next season. Then when the retention list happens, Hardik Pandya will take over for the upcoming.
Yeah,
That might I
that's
think
even that's what I'm feeling.
that's what I'm feeling. No point. I think we all know what's the strategy. I think the main strategy point is the Hardik Pandya's coming back. I think
And
we'll
with the
go.
limited purse they have, they might go ahead with that. The scouting talent that they have, they might just do something. Getting a you know a hidden gem somewhere. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they're still in that good position anyway. So let's go ahead with the next team.
I think
We'll
we'll
go
go.
with Gujarat.
We'll,
We'll go
let's
with
go.
Gujarat. Yeah.
Let's go with Gujarat. Now that Pandya is out, they already appointed a new captain with Shubman Gill. There was a tweet which I saw with Harsha Bhogle saying that they're giving him the captaincy a bit too early. He just started blossoming, with having the best season, the best year of his cricketing career in terms of being the
Yeah.
orange cap holder, being the leading run scorer for India in all formats. So do you think it is too early to give Shuman Gill the captaincy, or maybe they could have given to Kane Williamson or Rashid Khan?
I initially thought of giving it to either Williamson or Rashid Khan to start with, since since there's still a strong team, and they could just go ahead with captains who have already who I mean with players who have already been captains.
Mm.
And I mean, but predominantly we are seeing a lot of most are Indian captains. I mean, captains who are playing for the Indian team or who are Indians. They have won the majority of the IPL titles. I mean, that is Rohit Sharma, Dhoni, Gambhir, but only very few captains, overseas captains who have won IPLs. For example, Gilchrist and David Warner,
Shane Warne.
and even Shane won for the first season. Yes, I would say that it's not a
Plus,
bad move for
and
Gujarat to
plus,
go ahead with Shubman Gill
yeah,
right now because
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
Shubman Gill, no, the thing with him is that he's also an Indian player, as you said, and he's the future. He's the prince of
Yep,
Indian cricket team at this point, and his
that is
valuation
true.
will go. His valuation will go higher. So from the business point of view, also it makes more sense to appoint him as a captain. He'll appear in all kinds of
That is
ads and
true.
commercials. So I feel without being without taking into consideration, I think they have appointed Shubman Gill as a captain, and he is having a stellar season, stellar year, scoring a
He
lot
had
of
a
runs.
great year.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
his year.
yeah, yeah. So
I don't think it's early. I think they've given it to him. I wouldn't say right time, but eventually that was going to him anyway. Might as well do it now. And
yes,
I think it's the thing is that he's still young and he could still even if they undergo a rebuild. Worst case, I would say, which I don't think with the team they're having, they're not going to go a transition or a rebuild. They're just going to make the playoffs again. Will
it's
they
too
reach the
early.
finals again?
Too
I mean, will they reach the finals again? It's going to be, I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch considering now with Mumbai Indians what they've done and CSK. They're going to go with the auction with with a big purse, and they're going to make their team stronger. I don't think Gujarat is going to do that bad like I've mentioned, but
They
they're
have
not going to be
38.15 crores, man. They have a lot of money. They can easily buy one big
yeah
ticket player and strengthen the team. Like, look at the players they've
exactly.
released. I mean, apart from Hardik Pandya's trade, look at the players. They got Alzari Joseph released, Holding Smith,
Odin
uh,
Smith.
Dasun Chanaka, yes, Dayal, yes, Dayal, KS Bharat, Shiva Mavi, Urvil Patel, and Pradeep Sangwan. I'm a little surprised with Alzari Joseph. I believe he has done very well in whatever opportunities have done. I'm a little surprised with that. Yash Dayal, I mean, the that game again, that Rinku Singh heroic really haunted him
Who's-
badly. I really feel
Oh
bad for
man,
that dude, and
I felt bad
I
for him
feel
too.
bad for him. I mean, that was a very tough thing to.
That's a tough pill to swallow. I would say
Yeah,
that.
yeah. KS Bharat,
Um,
KS Bharat, Shivam Mavi. Maybe only reason why I think is that because he's been bought for a lot of money, 6 crores, I believe. That was too much of money, so that is why they've released him. And
and also his injuries
yeah,
also
yeah,
another. So
he's also
I mean,
injured.
I would say that giving it to Shubman Gill is not early. I think it's just the inevitable thing to do. I mean,
Mm.
they just done ahead with it. Maybe it's a little earlier than expected, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with the team already strong, Shubman Gill is not going to take the full control. He'll be the guy seeking help from Williamson or even Rashid Khan.
Ashish
I
Nehra.
don't think it's going to.
Ashish Nehra
Yeah,
also, you
even
see,
Ashish Nehra.
Ashish Nehra outside the boundary, he'll come and show the hand signs, captaincy, and I'll do this or do this.
Yeah, I think he has done very well though. To be
Yeah, yeah,
honest,
he's done
in
well.
that was unsung heroes for Gujarat, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Him being part of that Gujarat Titans coaching staff as
yeah, yeah.
they've been really
They
good.
have,
I think with Gill is he's gonna learn a lot, but I don't know. The team is still strong even with the players retained and with the 15 crores they got because they didn't trade for another player. They just traded it straight for money. So with the
imagine
huge purse they have,
they got a
they
huge,
just
they could potentially break the bank for Kozia or Mitchell Stark. They could literally go
yeah,
for it.
Mitchell
They
Stark.
could literally go for it. Mitchell Stark
Yeah.
or Kozia.
But do you think? But do you think they would go for? I mean, I forgot who. I mean, do you think they might go for Travis Head?
I don't think so. They look at If you look at the overseas batsmen, they got Matthew Wade, Williamson, David Miller. I don't think it's point. There's no point of going for him. I think they need a fast bowler. They need an Indian fast bowler. Maybe guys like maybe someone like maybe they could buy Shivam Mavi back for a lower price. That could be a strategy.
Hmm,
Maybe
that
they
would
could
be a
go.
good one.
Maybe they could go for Chetan Sakaria. Maybe that could be another option.
Yeah.
So they
Would
have
they
a lot
try?
of
Would they also try Hazelwood? I mean, a lot of other
uh
teams might try though. Would Gujarat be that team?
which one?
No, Hazelwood.
Hazelwood again, as a coming back to the point of the availability, because he's not going to be there for the first half of the season, so you're not too sure when he's going to come back. And I believe
Mm.
that IPL teams nowadays are very smart about it, because they would have contacted a lot of players to confirm their availabilities, and according to that they will strategize it out. So I feel,
That is true.
so you never know. I think with Hazelwood, if he's, first of all, you don't know whether he's going to enter into the auction itself. That is a big question. But then
Yeah, I
let's
mean,
see,
we
let's
don't
see,
know
let
that yet as well.
yeah, let's see. Well, anyway, I think Gujarat. I think that's Gujarat for you. We can go for RCB. Okay, guys. Here is the fun fact of what me and Ajit think about RCB. There's a rivalry between RCB and CSK. For the fact that they're one of the most uh unsuccessful, not unsuccessful franchise. They're
No,
one of
no,
the
no. They're not unsuccessful.
they're not
Just I don't
unsuccessful.
want to say them.
They're one of the teams
They
that
are underachieved. They
they
have underachieved.
underachieved.
I would say
Yes,
that.
that's the right word to say. They have underachieved, and the
They are not.
fan
They are
base,
not
and
unsuccessful
and
in any ways.
and despite having such great teams, they're not able to do well. And plus, the fans are in a there's a rivalry between RCB and CSK fans, and we CSK
I mean,
fans,
let's just say that it's polarizing, and for being generous, we'll just say it
yes,
as polarizing, and we don't need to go deep into it
exactly.
for the sake of this video.
I
Yeah.
know, I know. Uh, but then if you look at RCB, the team, as we all know, they have underachieved a lot. They had such gun teams. They have gun teams in the past, but
Of course.
one glaring issue that has always been constant. Where is the bowling lineup? What is their bowler? And if you look at the release players, they have released the Triple H, Hasaranga, Harshal, and Hazelwood. Three of the main bowler players. If you and if you and they've released among 27 crores of those three players, because both Harshal Patel and Hasaranga has been bought for 10 crores and Hazelwood for around 78 crores. So 27 to 28 crores they have. Sorry, 27 to 28 crores. I'm not too sure about the math.
Yeah, yeah, that is there, and the reason why and also I think with the trade they made for Cameron Green as well, I think that says it. But yeah, with the powers they're having now, I would say that and I also forgot to mention about Hasaranga. Hasaranga will also be another prime target for other teams.
Maybe,
Like how Asmatullah Omar is also there. Uh RCB again. It's obvious that with their bowling, especially I don't know, man. They released their old purple cap holder, or they call him Harshal Patel, I
Purple
think.
Patel. Purple Patel.
I mean, I didn't want to say that, but
No, but then I tell
Purple
you what,
Patel.
man. I believe that Harshal Patel has kind of gone down. He's on the downside. After what I've
Yeah,
seen in
man.
the previous season, he hasn't done well. Hazelwood, because of his injury prone and his availability,
Let
and plus,
me. I want to chime in on one thing.
yeah, tell me.
Will Harshal Patel be bought by CSK?
Okay.
No,
Hmm.
no, no. I'm not saying it for a joke purpose. I'm saying it for strategic purpose because one of the few experts, I think it was in Krishnamacharya Srikanth or
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
Bangalore
yeah,
Daily, I think.
yeah. He would have
Uh,
told.
they
Yeah,
mentioned about Harshal Patel being bought by CSK.
yeah, yeah.
Even I thought that that would be a very very solid idea. Would
Maybe.
that happen?
Hmm.
I think if they do that, Harshal Patel might have a good comeback, bounce back here.
Maybe.
With most of with half of the matches or most of CSK's matches is going to be in Chepauk.
Maybe.
I think Harshal Patel in Chepauk or even in Mumbai. I mean, let's say that if
No,
Mumbai
no,
Indians want to buy
no,
Harshal
no, no,
Patel,
no, not
I mean,
not
I'm just
Wankhede.
saying.
Not
I mean,
Wankhede.
mostly not, but let's say he plays in Chepauk. I think it's going to be good. And since I mean, let's put it this way: why what is the bowling and all that? Why we always bring that up? I mean, it's because they play in
Chinnaswamy.
the Chinnaswamy Stadium. No? So
It's
when they play in the Chinnaswamy Stadium, bro, see even if you have the best bowling lineups, I mean, it's not that RCB has not had some good bowling lineups. They've also had some good bowlers, but it's that playing in the Chinnaswamy Stadium.
the only one bowler,
That's
only one bowler has cracked the code of bowling in Chinnaswamy saying Chahal.
of course. Who else? It
No
is
one, no one else, no
it's
one
really
else,
sad.
no one else. So
Nobody
I
else.
think,
Nobody else.
and you said Harsha Patel coming to CSK. There is a chance. I'm not saying that it won't be. I mean, with the conditions he is in Chepauk, there is a possibility. But then, if you look at the options, or if you look at the release player, they have also traded. Let's not forget, they have also traded out Shahbaz Ahmed and bought in Main Dagar. I think Shahbaz Ahmed maybe because they don't use him a lot during games, because with the impact player roles. They're preferring more of the specialist bowlers, and plus he hardly
Yeah.
batted, so maybe that's why. But
Hmm.
he has, but I
The
feel
Cameron Green trade, man, that is a big thing.
that is a
And
big
I'll
thing.
tell
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
this. The batting is now even stronger for RCB. I think not only they, and also they have another bowler in there as well. So yeah, I think with now with Faf, with Virat Kohli, and with Glenn Maxwell, and then Cameron Green. Oh, with those four players
Rachat
in there, I think
Patidar,
him
Rachat
in
Patidar,
yeah,
and DK.
even Rajat Patidar and Dinesh Karthik in there. They're gonna be that's it's gonna be interesting, man. Especially Cameron Green played more in Wankhede, but he did very well, I would say, for
But it's the
Mumbai
same
Indians.
thing with it's the same thing with RCB, man. They always have good batting lineup, but then the bowling is been the huge issue. They
I mean,
need
that's
bowlers.
that's
They need
that's predominantly because they play
just
in Chinnaswamy, man. That you
they
can't. That's
but
it's
that's what,
difficult.
man. But then other teams have come to Chinnaswamy Stadium and have then bowled well. So
I mean, since IPL games playing mostly in the night time, I mean, something is that they just. But yeah, I would say it's difficult, but also yeah, sometimes RCB don't have the strongest bowling lineups. Also, that is also another thing. I'm not
so
saying that they've had a strong sides because even in 2016 initially they struggled, but their bowling improved, and as a result they made the finals. So
man, I tell you what, man, the 2016 team that was the only chance they could ever win the title. And plus their bowling lineup, I feel it's not that strong. It's only because of a couple of players have started to do well with whether it is Watson or Chahal and all. Chris Jordan towards the end also came in and did well, but it wasn't that
yeah,
most threatening bowling lineup, I would say. But
and
yeah,
I
I
don't know
think
why would they release Michael Bracewell. That is also a very puzzling question.
no, because no, they have to retain between. They have to have a choice between Will Jacks and Michael Basil because Will Jacks was been bought for almost 3 to 4 crores and he's been injured. So
Yeah.
Michael Bracewell has
Hmm.
came in as a replacement. So they have an option whether to keep Michael Bracewell or Will Jacks, and they went with Will Jacks. He's a very highly rated cricketer in around the English circuit.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
think they were,
Yes, but
and they,
I mean Michael Bracewell is that another spinner like an all rounder. So I
maybe
would have gone with him, but it's
maybe
fine. I mean,
even
I mean there
even
was
Will Jacks is also an all
there
rounder.
was
Even Will Jacks is also an all rounder.
yeah, that's true. And yeah, even Kedar Jadhav is released. Oh
Uh,
man,
uh,
he's been that big butt of the jokes, man. I mean, I feel bad. I feel a little bad for Jadhav, but
Bro,
I mean,
he was commentating in the while, and they called him through commentary box. That level, that's a joke for RCB. It's literally a joke
yeah.
selection. They could have gone for some younger player or something, and they went with Kedar Jadhav, who hardly practiced.
But again, man, it's RCB again. They're still not finding that, not able to crack the code of finally winning it all.
Yeah,
Not only that, they're not even able to make it to the finals. They haven't been in the finals since
2016,
2016. That's the
2016.
last time they made the finals. Actually, they haven't been
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the finals for 7 seasons.
yeah.
I would say, man, it's regardless of whether we say they would target this guy. Let's say that they might even bring back Hazelwood for a lower price. I mean, we don't
Mitchell
know. They
Stark.
might even buy. Yeah, Mitchell Stark is there. I mean, if Mitchell Stark is bought by RCB, it's going to be he's going to be back for RCB again. But with this team and with Mitchell Stark, it's going to be good. It's going to be a very solid team.
They need a spinner though.
Again,
They need a spinner, man. They don't have a spinner. You need a good.
yeah,
Maybe they could target Shreyas Gopal or Adil Rashid, or maybe they buy Hasaranga back for a lower price. Maybe that could be the strategy. I feel.
would RCB buy Ravindra?
Uh, I no man, no. I don't think so. After the Cameron Green transfer, no. After the Cameron Green
It's still
transfer,
possible. I mean,
no, I
it's
don't.
RCB, man. They just they just buy it all.
Bro,
I
they
mean,
keep
we've seen that
bro. It
happen.
doesn't make sense, bro. If you think logically, man, you already got Mitchell. So you already got Faf. You got
Bro,
Maxwell. You got
don't put
Cameron
logic
Green.
and RCB in the same sentence.
This is what CSK
Don't put
fans
that in.
also. This is what CSK fans does to RCB.
This is only the starter. We do even worse than this.
We'll do even worse. That's all.
I mean, not here, but only
Yeah,
behind the
yeah,
cameras. So
yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah. I know.
I mean, I mean, we've seen that happen, man. We've seen
Maybe
having Kohli, Gale, De Villiers, and Watson. I mean, did that work?
rinse and repeat. You keep repeating the same thing.
See that's what I'm saying. They just find ways to mess it up. Whether they find they buy players in the auction, or even if they do well in the tournament and all of a sudden in the knockout stages they just lose it all. They lose it off. I mean, they get
Although
outplayed, or
one thing I'll try,
they don't do well. Something like
although
that.
one thing I credit to them in the last 3 4 seasons, they at least try and attempt to strengthen the bowling with Harshal Patel, Hasaranga, Hazelwood, and all. I actually they
I
did
would
well.
agree with that.
They did well, and they qualified for players for the past 3, 4 seasons. Except this season,
Not
they
the
almost
previous season, but yeah, the
they
season
did.
before that they did.
So I think it's
And
not a
also they did a good job of developing younger Indian talent as well. That's something that they lacked doing it. I mean, for so like initially they started with Manish Pandey and Mayank Agarwal for a while. And then
Virat
once
Kohli.
after,
Virat Kohli,
I mean, obvious
the
Virat
biggest.
Kohli. I mean,
They
yeah, of
added
course.
they
No,
have
I'm saying that another middle order batsman, not just I mean, of course, Virat Kohli. I mean, who am I talking? That it's obviously from season one, but I would say guys like Patidar and
Padikkal,
maybe even Anuj Rawat, Padikkal, and now he's in. I think he's in
KL
Lucknow right now.
Rahul, the KL
KL
Rahul.
Rahul.
That was the biggest
Yeah,
mistake they have
even
done.
that.
That was the biggest mistake RCB has, leaving KL Rahul out. Big mistake.
I mean, if they had to blow it up, they blow a lot of it. That's also another problem with RCB though. If they try to, if they think of blowing it up, they just, not blowing it up. I say not the correct term, but if they want to release players, they release a lot of players at one time. That is something a little baffling at
It makes
times.
it it
But
makes the team
again,
very unstable.
it's more on the money, and it's all the franchises, the owners. They're all businessmen first, so they of course they're concerned with the team as well. Having the
Yeah,
players,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they have to consult. But again, at the biggest priorities, it's their business it's business first in terms of
Yeah, yeah,
having money.
yeah.
So that's what they do, and it's that's the reality of it. And they, as a result, they just release so many players for so many seasons. They just they buy a lot of players and then they release them off
Yeah, yeah,
sudden.
that is true. That is
That has
true.
been a problem, and even now that's still, I think, I don't know why they would release Hasranga. I mean, Harshal Patel, I can understand.
Hasaranga maybe because of his fitness issues, he hasn't played the World Cup. He hasn't played the Asia Cup.
Yeah,
So maybe that's why they had the doubts of his over his fitness issue. Harshal Patel, due to the for drip in form, he will play. He will have another stellar season, make a comeback for India, on some other team, maybe for CSK. That could be
yeah.
a eventuality or possibility. But yeah, I think RCB need bowlers. They need some Indian talent, and let's see how it goes. I mean, the batting looks so strong.
And I
Uh,
think, yeah, and batting is still good, and their bowling is not that bad. I mean, they have Reece Topley and Siraj. I mean, it's still a good squad,
but
regardless
you're
of
talk,
the players
but
they've
you need
released.
a bowler. But you need better than this. You need Stark, Hazelwood. You need that kind of bowler. They need.
I think they'll try to get Stark. So
They'll go for
I
Stark.
think the target, maybe coach
Unfinished
as
Stark
well. I
has
mean,
unfinished business. Stark has unfinished
exactly.
business.
Yeah. I
So
mean, let's go ahead with the other team
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Let's.
we just discussed enough about
So
RCB.
that's RCB for you. We have done CSK, and
Shall we go with Sunrisers? Yeah.
let's go with Sunrisers Hyderabad. And this was expected, man. Brook, the kind of season he had. I mean, he scored 100. Then from
But
them,
then it's still,
all gone
yeah.
down. All gone. Too much of money, 13 to 14 crores, too much of money. I think they lost a lot of patience. They released Adil Rashid, they released Akil Hussain, Karthik Tyagi, Vivran Sharma, Samrat Vyas. Karthik Tyagi would be a little surprised because I feel he offers so much of
Well,
bowling option. I feel,
yeah.
I don't know, man. Karthik Tyagi, because
I would say that the squad Sunrisers have is good with
that is a good
pretty
squad.
much the squad they've had last season. However, with the players now who have been in blazing form,
Yes.
having seen the World Cup, especially with the three South African players with Aiden Markram, Heinrich Klaassen, and Marco Jansen.
Yes.
They, yes, man, those three are going to be the key for Sunrisers with the way they play, and also they have Fazal Faruqi, who has also done decent, who has also done well for Afghanistan in the World Cup.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. With releasing of Harry Brook, I think I would say that Sunrisers Hyderabad. I mean, it's a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I would say they could have retained him. And I would say that he had a decent World Cup, to say the least. He's done better than what he initially did in IPL, because that was the first time he's been in India. I mean, of course he's been in. I think he performed in Sri Lanka and Pakistan, but I think not. But that was his first time in India. I would say they could have given him another chance. I mean, yeah, I could say the same thing for Ben Stokes as well. Him for CSK, he didn't play a lot. Maybe you can try him again. But with all
No,
that
the
fitness issues and
issues
all
are
that,
different.
CSK released him. But
No, no.
Harry Harry Brook, he did decently for England in the World Cup, and it's not his fault that England didn't do well in the World Cup. It's everybody else as well. Harry Brook, I think, had done pretty decently. He was like, I would say, one of the best, or uh, a pick of best from the worst, I would say.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
I would say that we could have given him a chance, but again, with the
Mm,
players that they've retained, Sunrisers, they also, and they have a big purse too, so
they
they
have a
could
solid.
go
Oh, I
big in
don't.
the
If,
auction.
even without the puffs, they're still good enough. They just need to add few players.
They're
Like
still strong.
if
They're
you
still strong.
if you look at the players they've got Abhishek Sharma, Mayank Agarwal, Rahul Tripathi, Aiden Markram, Andre Klaassen, uh, Abdul Samad,
Nico Jansen.
Marco Jansen, Bhuvneshwar
And then
Kumar,
Fazalak Faruqi,
Kasuru
Bhuvaneshwar
Faruqi.
Kumar, Natarajan,
This,
Umran Malik.
I'll tell you what, man. I have a personal, I have a bit of a controversial opinion about the bowling lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too sure about Natarajan's fitness. Bhumi, because he's experienced, he
Yeah,
can still do it. Umran Malik, he's still young. You can still develop him. I'm not too sure about Natarajan. They said that he is a talented bowler. He's done well. He came, played for India. He did well. His fitness issues are a huge problem for me. And whenever he has played
yeah.
for
Even it's
Sunrisers,
not. Yeah, it is true.
and whenever he's played for Sunrisers Hyderabad, he only played for 4 5 matches. And some of those games also he has gone for runs. He is not able to
Yeah,
maintain his fitness. So I feel I don't know, man. Natarajan, I that's why I felt about Karthik Rai because Karthik Rai Tyagi hasn't even got a chance. He only played 1 or 2 games.
that is true. But I mean, with Natarajan, who has done well for them, I think they're trusting him. I think he. It's not that in the fitness issue is still a lingering question, but again, I don't think it's that big of a problem for that's a big problem for Sunrisers. I
There
think
was
with the players they have, I think with the players they have, even if Rajan is not going to perform well, that's why they could buy another Indian bowler from the auction, another Indian fast bowler they can try. So especially with the coaching staff they have, and I think Sunrisers they'll be fine. They can
they
still they're
they
still
have
a
I think
good
they
team,
should be fine. I think they're a much better team than
but
than that.
the question is who's going to be the captain? Is it going to be Agarwal or is it Makram? I mean,
I think no, no, it's
I don't know,
Markram.
they just flip
I
flop.
think they'll go. I think they'll continue with Markram. I think they'll give him one more go.
Yes,
They got Daniel Vettori as a coach. He's a very astute and experienced coach. So
that is true.
they've got that one out. I think we finished with. So I think Hyderabad not much changes. They have a very good
I
team.
mean, with the purse they have, they might do something unexpected and probably get a good player, and we'll see. Um,
Maybe,
but do you
maybe.
think? But do you think which hot prospect do you think they will try? Would they try Travis Head?
I'll tell you what. You know who they'll.
Because
I'll tell you who they'll go. They will go for
hmm,
Hasaranga. After
yeah,
After Adil Rashid left, they never had a proper spinner.
yeah,
They never and okay. Recent season, Monk Kende has done well. He picked up wickets, but he's not your solid option. I think Hasaranga would be a much better fit. I'm not sure about the
yeah.
fast ball.
Especially he's an all rounder.
He's an all rounder. He does what Rashid Khan does. He's an all rounder. Hasaranga is
Yeah,
also an all rounder. So I feel
I mean, which is why they won't try another fast bowler. They would go with a spinner like you mentioned, Hazaranga. But would they try for a batsman? Would they try, replacing Harry Brook? Would they go for Travis Head? Or would they try? I mean,
maybe. I think there's a
obviously
possibility.
Rachin Ravindra is going to be in the market, so I mean, most of the teams will try. But I feel that Sunrisers might try Rachin Ravindra with the
Maybe. There's a possibility.
it is possible with Ravindra being in Sunrisers Hyderabad. I think it's still going to be a good fit. Either Travis Head or Ravindra is still a good fit for Sunrisers Hyderabad with the
But they already got a
either one
batsman.
of the.
We are forgetting this guy, Glenn Phillips, who has done very well in the last 1 or 2 years. So I'm not too sure whether
Yeah, but
you
I know
need.
I'm saying in the top order. I mean, of course he's going to be the middle order or a finisher player, but would they go for an extra opener? Or I think it's more of a biased opinion from my side, but I'll just go ahead with it. Would they experiment Washington Sundar as an opener?
Uh,
It's outrageous, but would they try that?
it's not a bad thought, but they already got a lot of openers. They already have Abhishek Sharma, who had a stellar season. Mayank Agarwal is coming back to
Yeah.
form. So I don't know. I'm not too sure about him. Washington Sundar
I mean,
comes out of.
that's always been my pet peeve, bro. They just don't utilize him as a batsman. They just use him as a bowling all rounder.
Unless he comes to CSK or MI. he'll do better. He won't do well in any other team other than
Just buy everyone. Let time CSK just buy everyone, man. Come on.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I think
It's
they've got
not going to happen. Only
uh,
the teams who need an openers would, they might see maybe they want a opener and go, hey, maybe we'll try
yeah,
Washington
yeah,
Sundar.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
only
yeah.
time I think they would try. But I mean, it's just a outrageous thought. But yeah, practically it's not going to happen like you mentioned. It's going to be Mayank
Yeah,
Agarwal, and you have Mayank
yeah, yeah,
Agarwal, you
yeah,
have
yeah.
Abhishek Sharma, even Markram might do opening as well. Who
Yeah, yeah,
knows?
he can.
Or you have Tripathi as well. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
you have
Tripathi is open. Yeah, they have a
Rahul
lot of
Tripathi
open.
is there.
Yeah. So with that being saying, I think we are done with the first five teams. I think we'll do for the next video. We will do other five teams, and let's. I'll just close the screen. I just want to touch up with one point that we got to know in the last couple of days. Rahul Dravid's contract has been extended. What is your reaction?
Yeah,
Simple question.
that's the same thought I had previously when we discussed about the finals. I think Dravid deserves another goal. Rightfully, they did the good job. And with the core, I mean, with already the team being set, right now for the T20 World Cup with a lot of experimenting we've seen the first three T20s. I would say that they've done the best decision they could have taken, which is the right thing to do. I mean, even if you had put a new coach, I mean, rumors circulating that let's say that they have actually gone ahead with it and given it to VVS Lakshman. That is still not a bad option. It's still a
No,
great option. It's still a
they
great. It would have
actually
been a
they approached Ashish Nehra for the T20 coach, but he rejected it.
yeah. I mean, that's fine. That's also not a bad idea as well. But again, even if they'd gone ahead with VVS Lakshman, I wouldn't have minded that. I would have been appreciative of it as well. But that's the
Hmm.
best decision they've made. I think
Yeah, yeah.
Dravid is, getting into his stride and getting his stride as a coach.
That's
And
one thing. The one underrated appreciation that I would like to give to Dravid is that he brought the dressing room together. Because
exactly,
previously there were a lot of media leaks circulating about, okay, this player is having this fight with this player, there is some feud with this player, and all these things. But then Rahul Dravid came in. He came in and brought the dressing room together, and now the team is more calm and more composed and more. The bond is
more
so
gelled. It's more gelled.
it's more gelled. It's a very happy and happy unit actually, fun unit,
Exactly.
and
I would also say the same thing.
of
Yeah,
course
it's
the
more. It's like, yeah, go ahead.
performances wasn't there, but then he brought certain level of
I
calmness and
wouldn't say that. I mean, I wouldn't say that the performances recently have been good. I mean, bro, they just
I'm
made the
talking
finals, bro.
I'm talking about overall 2 years. Overall 2 years, I
Even
would
I'm
say.
saying that for overall 2 years, I would say that overall, I mean, if you talk about 2022 and 2023, India have done well. I would say that they've made I mean, yeah, 2020 and 2021, I mean, especially 2021 has been a bit of a sour patch. But 2022, it's like when Dravid initially started to take over this team. I mean, even though he did coach a few teams, is taking a second string teams. But again, once he took over, it's initially, yeah, there were questions and surrounding, especially the way the test match performances which have went through. I would understand that, but again, he was able to get set get him settled, and he's able to get the team together like you rightfully said. I would say that I mean, they made the best decision, like I've said, and they're going to see what they're going to do with the T20 World Cup. I think with the way the T20 matches have been going on, doing a lot of trial and error. I would say that even that I think he would be there until, I think if I'm not mistaken, he's there till the Champions Trophy, or I
No, no,
think is
no,
it?
no. It's not still T20 World Cup. Chris Bus has reported that he's there wait till T20 World Cup. Then they'll review it. They'll do some review analysis after the T20 World Cup.
Yeah, depending on that. Yeah, depending
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the performance, they go
yeah,
over the
yeah,
World
yeah.
Cup, T20 World Cup.
And I
I think,
feel
yeah,
so. I think with that being said, I think with the Rahul Dravid will continue the good news. They want to continue with the same core. And I think with the recent announcement of the squad, also not many changes are there. So I think
no, nothing
not
else. I
many.
think, and also the number of T20 matches they're going to play, it's still a low. It's still a bit low. I think they still have two more now, and they're going to play a few more in South Africa, and I think that's pretty much it for a little bit for a while. And it's going to be a
Three
bit
T20s.
dry
They'll play three twenties
in South
against.
Africa.
No, they'll play three T20s against Afghanistan.
South Africa. Yeah, at South they play in South Africa and then they play against Afghanistan also.
Yeah, yeah,
Apart from the one we have today and the next one on Sunday. So we have like what, 8 T20 matches to figure it out.
yeah, yeah.
I think they're just gonna, with this, there's a lot of experimentation gonna happen, and we'll see.
I don't think if you look at the current squad, they have announced the South Africa squad also. The South Africa tour squad, it's on more or less the same squad, except they have added Jadeja, Kuldeep, and I think Siraj, I believe.
Which is still fine. It's still a
So,
good squad. I mean,
so
they did the good thing though.
yeah, they did the thing. So I think with that being said, I think it's a good team. I think they're going. It's a clear direction that they're going with a younger squad, a younger team. So I think there's a
And they're
potential
gonna
there.
groom Tilak Verma and Rinku Singh very well. I think they've made it very clear because
They have made it very clear
Rinku
that
Singh, with the only few chances he's got, man, he's been brilliant. And even Tilak Verma, both of them have done
they're done.
very well.
They've done very well. Very impressed with them. And
I think it's
I believe
yeah.
they'll be the huge star in the future for India. Indian team, they will be a huge star.
Rinku Singh being that finisher and Tilak Verma being that middle order kind of a good talented could be a glue guy or and also who could be that guy taking the scoreboard to another notch of
Yeah.
acceleration. I think they have it balanced, and with Surya Kumar Yadav being there, and they still have Ishan Kishan still there. I mean, he was done well these three matches, so
He has done well. Yeah, that's true. He has done very well. So
but it's going to be interesting to see the opening combination, man. Whether they're going to continue with Gaikwad and Jaiswal, I mean Gaikwad and Gill, or Gaikwad and with Gaikwad and Gill, or would they go with Shubman Gill and Yashasvi Jaiswal? Only time will tell. I mean, right
full
now
time.
it's just a trial and error tell. We'll get to know that in the matches before South Africa. But I think for now I think that's pretty much it. I think we
Everyone,
can.
so with that being said, we are done with this video, and we will talk in the next video. We'll talk about the rest of the teams. And with that being said, please share, subscribe, and like this channel. And thank you, Ajit, for coming to the video. Uh, I know it was not easy for you with your health issues, and I am exaggerating your health issues. It's as if you got cancer. So, but at least you got
No,
at least
come
you got
on,
something.
bro. It's fine. I mean, yeah, let's do it again.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
see.
Will So with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And take care. Bye bye. Sayonara.
Bye bye. Yeah.